Billo here at the dog park with a couple of dogs. I'd like to talk about the law of attraction, and my basic theme today is, should you believe in the law of attraction even if it's bullshit? So the law of attraction says that if you believe something in a certain way, you will attract it to yourself. So is that even true? Well, usually the evidence for the law of attraction is coincidence, that somebody believes something a certain way and then something happens, that their uncle out of nowhere sends them $1,000 they need to start their business. So a couple of things. First of all, these are coincidences, and we're always going to have coincidences in our life. We might think about 50 people during the day, and one of them sends us an email or writes to us, sends us money. Well, I thought about the person they did this, but in fact, you thought about 50 people and 49 of them didn't do anything. So there's that coincidence. Second of all, the coincidences statistically are not significant because we just don't have enough data. Most scientific studies that prove that artichokes cure cancer, or that if you jog 3 minutes a day, you'll live 10 years longer. These are based on small samples that are insignificant. Also, the human tendency to make a story out of anything in our life. We search for meaning. We make meaning out of things that happen. So we don't believe in coincidences. We believe in a story, like a novel or a movie. It's just built into the human brain. It's how we find significance in the world and meaning, and it's part of our evolution. And another thing is, can we even disprove the law of attraction? We can't prove that it works because we go through life once. I suppose if you got the world's 40 best meditators and people that use the power of attraction, and they really all concentrated, and you see, well, which of those 40 got the most money mailed to them? Then maybe you might have something. Especially if they did it over and over again. In fact, they probably, I suppose, could end up with all the wealth on the planet. So, anyway, and then give it away. So, let's look at the law of attraction. What do they say in the law of attraction? You have to believe something you really want in a certain way. What is that way? Sometimes we think of, some people say, well, you've got to be enthusiastic. You have to have high energy, or you have to repeat what you want often. Frequency, high frequency, or you have to have a certain energy when you do it, or you have to have an emotion. You have to feel good or feel what you're wanting, or you have to create it in a picture in your mind. You have to add detail, or you have to say it out loud, or you have to write it every day. There's many, many ways that people talk about the law of attraction. So, we also, in the law of attraction, can think about the fact that the rectilinear function of the brain means that we notice the things that we focus on. So our behavior changes based on thinking about something. Would the law of attraction work if somebody were on a desert island by themselves? I've actually written a story about that. A guy who used the law of attraction. He wanted to become rich, so he built a hotel, and he wanted to attract guests, but he was on a desert island, Robinson Crusoe, nobody there, and what showed up was a dead body on the beach with a purse full of gold. So he became rich, but of course couldn't spend it on anything. Anyway, side note. Okay, back to the point. So some people talk about the law of attraction originally in the science of wealth. I think it was a guy back in the 1800s, Watson or something like that, businessman somewhere in the Midwest, United States. Anyway, this was the science of wealth, was picked up by Andrew Carnegie and turned into the works by Napoleon Hill. Anyway, the original version of the science of wealth said that not only did you have to have a vision that you held to in the law of attraction, you also had to do work. So if we think about it, it's impossible to achieve something by doing work if you have no vision. You have to have some idea what your outcome is. What are you trying to do? Otherwise, you won't know what to do. So we know that you need to have a vision. We also know that you need to have some optimism you can do it, or you probably wouldn't bother. And so we need a vision, we need optimism. This sounds like the law of attraction, except we also need work. So, should you believe the law of attraction when all you need is work, but you do need that vision? And if you believe deep down that you are going to achieve this, then you're more likely to achieve it and to keep going. So a belief in the law of attraction will work for you if you also do the work. Good luck.